Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing an update preview for update 7.6, which hopefully will be coming out within the next few weeks, which is my hope, maybe the first half of January, which, by the way, Happy New Year. We are in January now of 2021. I already made my New Year's video, so if you haven't checked that out, you should go check that out if you haven't already. Now, we're going to be looking here over update 7.6, which doesn't seem to be a major update. Now, this just seems to be a much smaller update. We have had some pretty big updates recently, so this is understandable, and I'm expecting the next one to be a big one with the implementation of, hopefully, the Czechoslovakian medium line. So, right off the bat, speaking of the Czechoslovakian medium line, we do have some buffs and nerfs to the TVP T50/51, which overall I would say definitely is a buff. There are only a slight nerf to it, which is around a half-second longer on the magazine reload time, but the time before each shell is ready has dropped by half a second for each of those all those interclip reloads. So that does buff the DPM by quite a bit. So they tried to offset some of that DPM buff with making the magazine reload longer. I think this is a good buff. It needed it, especially with the bat chat going down to a 2.8 second reload. That would have made the tanks too close besides the extra shell. Now, the AMX 1390, now, I do think this is definitely a needed buff. The tank it's a fun tank. I like the tank, but it wasn't, like, amazing or anything. They're dropping the reload by around 2 seconds on the tank, as well buffing the dispersion, which I think is a good idea. I think it needed it, and definitely will hopefully make that tank much better. J Panther is getting a penetration buff, another one. This one got one quite a while ago, making it, I think, the highest penetrating tier 7 TD, so it's getting even more on that penetration values. So the Jagdpanzer IV is getting a buff and a nerf, definitely a nerf for the main thing. The penetration is going up by 15 millimeters on the AP and going up by 15 on the APCR, but the DPM is dropping off by 200 on the APCR and around, was that like 300 on the AP. So yeah, a pretty decent nerf to the Jagdpanzer IV. Of course, one of the most overpowered tier 6s in the game with that amazing, insane DPM. Nashorn is getting a buff here for its penetration. Not sure. I guess they're just going along with the one with the Jagdpanzer IV. Sorry. So it makes sense just because they were buffing the other one. And now to get to my favorite buff of this update, the TOG 2 is getting a speed buff. Finally, the TOG 2 will no longer be insanely slow. It will just be super slow. It is going from 14 kilometers to 20 and 7 to 12. Engine power is going up and the effective power to weight ratio is going up. This is a much needed buff to the TOG 2. The speed on this tank is absolutely horrific, making it basically just a World War I battleship on land. It's still going to be horrendously slow, but this will definitely help quite a bit with the tank. We do have some armor buffs as well. So TVP is getting an armor buff, very slight one here on the turret of the tank right there. As well here, another major buff to the TOG is the armor of the tank is getting a massive buff here on the frontal armor. As you can see, is stepping up the armor on that gun manlet and that large upper plate by a massive amount. This will definitely be helping the TOG actually have some ricochet capability. The ARL is getting a very good, significant armor buff as well. Frontal armor is getting a buff, and this hatch, which is basically just a massive tumor on the tank that used to just attract KV2 and Smasher HE shells, will now be un-HEable. So that's going to be amazing for the ARL, hopefully making this tank much, much better. So in general, I would say all these are good, and I'm looking forward to them. Of course, the sad one is the Jagdpanzer IV's DPM nerf, but it needed it. It was really OP, but it was just an amazing tank to play. So yeah, that is what looks like what is going to be coming in update 7.6. Don't know if anything else will be coming. This is all we know for now. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.